back to RWBY, and today we're continuing World of Remnant, and we're moving on to the 4 Maidens.
Good stuff.
This is 7 minutes, very important. You remember this story was referenced?
Yes.
With Pura.
Yes.
Okay, so now you're gonna get the actual lore.
Okay, so this is like the actual story.
The actual story. So it's gonna. What I like about this too is like this is perfect for what you call it, like storybook, like the style of it. With fairy tales, and you're gonna notice that it's like the style still has been the same with the World of Remnant, but it's like, you know, it's more animated because 7 minutes. I for one like to consider this an actual like episode because there's so much to talk about, and you'll notice why in the next few seconds.
Great.
So here we go, guys. Let's get started. The quietness. It's so quiet.
That wasn't centered.
It really was.
Deep in the forests of Remnant, beside a great and mighty river, stood the small, fragile home of a cold, frail man. A lone wizard. Hidden from the dangers and distractions of the world, the wizard seldom had visitors. But on this day, as he peered out his window, his gaze fell upon a young maiden. Calmly she sat beneath his tree, in a state of absolute tranquility. When the wizard demanded an explanation, the maiden simply replied, "My name is Winter. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sisters." With that, she closed her eyes and sat in silence. The wizard told himself the girl was a fool, but the longer she sat, the more he wished to share in the serenity the young maiden enjoyed. In time, he grew tired and decided to close his eyes as well, thinking on this strange predicament. Upon opening his eyes, the wizard was befuddled to
How
find
long
that
has it been?
had appeared beneath his tree, cheerful and spry, with a basket of fruit and flowers. When he asked for an explanation, the girl simply replied, "My name is Spring. I'm on a journey,
The voice.
and I am waiting for my sisters." To show her gratitude for his reluctant hospitality, the girl retrieved a handful of seeds from her basket and planted them in the wizard's garden.
I wish it was that easy.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Why?
The old hermit
He's
could
like, "What is
hardly believe
happening?"
his
I
eyes
spoiled
as the
now.
maiden turned what was once a mere pile of dirt and manure into a beautiful garden from which life would surely blossom. It's likely he would have gazed for hours, were it not for the unfamiliar laughter he heard from beneath his tree. A young woman with a warm smile now stood beside the 2 maidens. The wizard begged her to introduce herself, to which she happily responded, "My name is Summer. I am on a journey, and I am waiting for my sister." Of course, thought the wizard.
Aw.
But another chirp of laughter left the old man perplexed. What in the world was so funny? As it turned out, it was him. The new arrival found the wizard's insistence on staying indoors so very amusing. Why choose to view the world through a small window when the door leading out to it was right at his side? It was a compelling argument, and after only a moment of brief hesitation, the wizard left his home and stepped outside. The warmth of the sun brought with it a surge of energy and life, and soon the wizard wasn't much like himself anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
He was feeling much better.
No.
Aww.
As the day drew to a close, the maidens and the wizard all settled down and prepared a feast. Winter set the table. Spring supplied the crops. Summer prepped the meal, and the wizard was the happiest he'd been in ages. But in all the excitement, he nearly failed to notice the delicate woman that now stood beneath his tree. He smiled and beckoned her to join them, asking only for her name. "My name is Fall," she replied softly. "I am on a journey and am here to meet my sisters." who are you? Me? The wizard wondered. Well, I am but an old hermit. I have lived in these woods alone for centuries, and I'm afraid my story is not very interesting, as I have no one to love and nothing to my name.
I'm gonna cry.
The eldest sister looked up at all that surrounded them. But sir, do you not see? You have so much.
Aww.
It was true. With their help, it was now clear to see that the wizard had everything he could ever need. He was grateful, but a question lingered in his mind. Why me? He asked. Why did the four of you choose to open my eyes, to share with me your gifts? Why am I so special? The four sisters looked to one another, perplexed. Finally, the eldest spoke. I beg your pardon, sir, but we did not do these things for you because you were special. We do what we can for everyone, because we are able. The old wizard was at a loss. Never in his years had he come across such kindness. It was in that moment that he knew what should be done. The wizard summoned his magic, every ounce he could muster, and bestowed it upon the sisters.
Imagine, like, he's like so, he was like a hermit and everything, he was alone for so long.
He smiled. Take this gift, and know now that you are able to do so much more. Now, armed with the elements, the very powers of nature, and the unimaginable magic of the wizard, the four maidens, winter, spring, summer, and fall, promised to carry onward with their journey, using their gifts to aid others, just as they had aided him. One by one, the sisters left. Before they
So we're
did,
leaving now.
They made one
bye.
final promise. They promised to return each and every year to visit their dear friend.
Aw. It's so, like, how they
so
do it
sad.
too. It's like it's a lot of fairy tales.
Yeah.
Always have either like those sad undertones or
Yeah.
those why the fuck does Hansel and Gretel exist? Because you know, it's like when you go and you read it when you're kids, you're like, oh my god. Then you read it as an adult, you're like,
What?
excuse me. So like with this, do you have any theories, ideas, thoughts?
Our cast is gonna become.
Okay.
I don't know who. I don't know if that's even a thing yet. If anyone is chosen.
Yeah.
Obviously besides what we saw in
Yeah.
3, but it's the cast is definitely gonna.
Okay.
Or maybe someone like in their family line that we'll discover later. But it's such a prevalent thing to the story. It's gonna have to be like in the cast who we know already is gonna become the Maidens.
Yeah,
but,
especially because like what you did see with Pyrrha, and it's like what you did see with Cinder, and then Autumn. So it's like knowing that this is so important to the storyline. I mean, I can't even like say certain things. They're gotta explore it.
Yeah.
So you're right on that part where it's gotta be explored, and you're gonna be shocked about a lot of things. But it's like it's so important that we watch this now, because within that whole scenario thing, like how I'm viewing it is like with the old wizard and everything, how he was. He was basically alone.
It's so
his
sad.
entire life. And the
Like, I
story,
have no one.
the story goes to show you that he was an old hermit for like what he said centuries. And knowing how it is, they said, "Oh, you're so funny because you're watching this from such a great distance. But why don't you just open the door and leave?" And he realized how ridiculous that he was for keeping himself from doing that. Like he had to have a reminder. Like sometimes you have to have like maybe even like a laughter type of reminder where people are like, "You're just a fool." Like not in a bad way, just like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
you're
because
just
they did
funny."
it in a sweet way. It wasn't like making fun of him. It was just like making him realize what he was missing from doing what he was doing.
And due to the fact that they each received some kind of gift from him,
it's like, okay, we're leaving now.
I know. Well, it's like because they have to go and do their good deeds and like travel, but it's sad because. Like going back to the whole like scroll thing. I don't think they had scrolls back then, obviously, but it's like it was hard for him to ever like keep in touch with them. So for them just to go their own ways, because it's gonna be like, oh, I give you this, so now you do this, you do that. It's like I like seeing that we get to see them kind of go on those different paths, But like when they turned around and stared at him, it kind of shows us that there is like a forthcoming of, oh, he's gonna become, you know, important to the storyline, or they're gonna connect with each other again. Right. And it's like I think it's so important that even with Ozpin, when he told her the story, it's because it just fit with the whole like, make your own choice type thing. But oh boy, but overall good. It always gets me like emotional because like it's an old man. It's like he had no one.
Old, like whenever old people are in like fiction and they're hurting.
Oh, absolutely.
It hurts me.
Because it's more or less like you actually get to see it on screen. You're like, what the fuck? But friends, you have an amazing day. Stay weird, stay lovely, stay awesome. Until next week, just figure out if I'm a fan person every single day. Bye.